Use the function f of x equals x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 2 to answer the following questions. Determine the x and y intercepts. Okay, so the first thing we'll do here is just graph this. So we have x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 2. Okay, so we have our graph, then determine the x and y intercepts. So menu, we can go to analyze graph, use the 0 function to get the x-intercepts. There's one of them. Okay, and just trying to move that out of the way, but a little complicated. There we go. The next one, analyze graph, and we can do this. Okay, and we can do it one more time. Menu, analyze graph, right there. So there are 3 points, so that's good to go. Okay, and I'm just going to move some of these. Okay, so the y-intercept, we can go to menu, we can go to trace, and we want x to be 0, so just hit 0, enter, and we have it right there, 0, 2. Okay, so part B, determine the coordinates of the local minimum and maximum. So you can see there's a local maximum here, a local minimum there. So go to menu, analyze graph, and minimum, we will just do this. Okay, and we can just round that to 3 significant figures, but I'll put that to the side for now. We'll do the local maximum as well. Menu, analyze graph, maximum, and there we go. Okay, so part C, determine the integral from -1 to 1 of f of x. Okay, so you can see that's from here to here. So there's 2 ways we can do this. One, we can go to menu, analyze graph, and do the integral. Lower bound, we can just click right there, or you can type it. I'll show you both. So let's say we're over here, we can just type -1. Okay, and you could move it around. Let's go straight to 1, just click it this time, and this is the area. Okay, let's do the same thing from 1 to 2. Okay, so menu, analyze graph, the integral from 1 to 2, and there we go. Okay, so part E is find the area from -1 to 2. So I'm going to show you another way we could have done either of the previous questions. We could have went to this screen, and we could find the integral using this. So let's say if it's negative, let's do the previous question from 1 to 2 of the function we had. So we can go to var, click f1 of x dx, and that gives us the same area as over here. You can see that matches with this. Okay, now let's say if we wanted the whole thing, let's go up and go from -1 to 2. Okay, and you can see it's 2.25. So why? Because the area above here is positive and this is negative, so when you subtract it, this from this, or when you add them together, because it's negative, it becomes 2.25. Okay, the next question, determine the total area between the x-axis and f of x from x equals -1 and x equals 2. So for this one, all we have to do is add up these areas here. So you can see, because we don't want a negative area, we can just change that negative to a positive and add them together. But we can also just do that by taking the absolute value of that function. So if we do this, and we do -1 to 2, and then absolute value, and take the var f1 of x, of dx, you can see that now change that into a positive value and it added them up. Okay, so we are almost done here. The part G says find the equation of the tangent to the curve where x equals 1. I won't do this whole thing, but it's good to know that you can come here and we can simply use this menu. We can analyze graph. We can find dy by dx because we need to take the derivative. At what position? Well, we can just type 1 or click on it. And it's hard to see here, but that's -2 right there. So the slope is -2, the point is 1, 0, and then you can use what you previously know with a slope and a point to find the equation of that. And to sketch f prime of x, to just finish this off very simply, all we have to do is go to here, this function here. We can take the derivative directly from the calculator by d by dx, and then var f1 of x. And you can see it does it for you. So there it is. So we can sketch it, we can find the x-intercept, we can find the minimum, and that's it. We'll all be finished with that. So hopefully that is a quick tutorial to help you to do that. I did skip over h actually, and that's because you can do that without anything on your calculator. Just remember that the slope of the normal curve is the negative reciprocal of the tangent. So if it was -2 before, this would just be +1/2. And that's everything. Thank you.